The movie opens with Vic riding his bike through forest trails on his way home, where his stunning wife, Melinda, awaits him. Their daughter, Trixie, asks the nanny, Alexis, to play her favorite childhood tune. Melinda is visibly irritated by the song and tells her to stop it, but Trixie ignores her. Later, as the nanny takes over, Vic and Melinda prepare to head out for a night with friends. Melinda seeks her husband's opinion on her dress, and she ends up wearing the one he prefers. Vic also dons a pair of shoes he had brought from New York. Before leaving, Melinda reminds him how much she loves him. At the party, while Vic chats with other guests, Melinda seeks out her lover Joel. She openly flirts with him, not minding her husband's gaze. Eventually, the two sneak away and share a kiss. Vic catches them in the act, but Melinda is unfazed and continues to enjoy herself. A mutual friend, Mary, notices the charming man beside Melinda and voices her concern to Vic, wondering why he seems unaffected. Their chat is cut short by the host, Miles, who announces that Melinda has hopped onto the piano. As she performs, the crowd is impressed, and Vic can't look away. Joel later approaches Vic and thanks him for allowing Melinda to be with him. Vic responds by casually mentioning that he once killed a man named Martin, who was also involved with Melinda and mysteriously vanished. Joel is stunned and unsure whether Vic is joking or serious. Spooked, he leaves the party without telling Melinda why. At home, Melinda questions Vic about what he said, but he remains tight-lipped. As Vic pays the babysitter, Melinda casually walks by topless. He apologizes for her behavior, and they both retire to their separate bedrooms. He massages cream into her back, and they talk lightheartedly. She admits she picked him because he makes her feel more like herself. When he tries to get closer, she asks him to shut the door and leave. It becomes clear that their marriage is fractured. They sleep in different rooms, and Vic spends his time in a personal lab where he raises snails. The next morning, Trixie creates a new game for herself, hinting at Vic's inventive side. We soon learn that he's an engineer working on defense tech. On the drive to school, Vic bumps into someone who brings up the rumors about Martin's disappearance. Though the man hopes it's untrue, it's clear the story has spread. Later, at breakfast with friends, they joke about the incident, and Vic brushes it off as a harmless comment. Back home, Melinda hears what happened and demands Vic apologize to her friend. A few days later, Joel comes over for dinner. Vic greets him in a suspiciously lighthearted way, joking that it's just the two of them at first. When Joel hesitates, Vic reveals Melinda is also home and invites him in. During dinner, Vic mentions Joel's seafood allergy and makes him a grilled cheese sandwich instead. Joel reveals he's moving to another city for a new job. Melinda flirts with him openly, even taking his sandwich instead of the meal her husband prepared. Tension builds at the table. Joel excuses himself to wash up. Meanwhile, Melinda asks Vic to put Trixie to bed, which he does, though he's clearly uneasy. As he returns, he realizes Melinda is likely alone with Joel and begins making noise in the kitchen. She comes in and tells him to leave the dishes for later, handing him a drink for their guest. Joel tries to apologize for the uncomfortable dinner, but Vic doubles down. He insists he told the truth and has nothing to be sorry for. Vic informs Joel that his cab has arrived, reminding him he needs to leave early the next day. Soon after, the family heads out on a vacation, where they meet a new guest, an author. During their conversations, the group touches on Vic's career, specifically his work in military tech, which draws some criticism. Once the writer hears Vic's full name, he jokingly brings up the old rumor about a man, his wife's former friend, who vanished. The guests laugh it off, treating it as nothing more than dark humor. As the evening progresses and the group heads to the dance floor, Vic surprises everyone by asking the writer's wife, Kelly, to dance. She accepts without hesitation. Their friends are visibly taken aback. It's the first time they've ever seen Vic dance. Melinda, watching from the sidelines, begins to feel jealous. On the ride back, Melinda and Vic talk about the evening. She makes a small gesture of affection by brushing her teeth, something simple, yet meaningful in their distant relationship. When they get home, they share a rare moment of intimacy. The next morning, as Vic prepares for Trixie's game, he receives a call from the bank. There are insufficient funds in Melinda's account to cover a check. Curious, Vic investigates and learns who the recipient is and what it was for. It turns out to be a piano teacher. He tracks down the venue where the teacher plays and spots Melinda there with him. Saying nothing, he quietly returns home, where he later finds Melinda's ring left behind in the bathroom. News soon breaks that Martin's body has been discovered. He had gone missing without a trace. That same evening, Melinda comes home and casually tells Vic about her new friend. Vic doesn't hold back. He informs her that Martin has been found, but he's dead. The following day, Vic brings home a dog for their daughter. While driving, he spots the same musician, Melinda's piano teacher, carrying flowers. Later, those very flowers are seen on their dining table, only to be quickly discarded. During a lunch outing with a friend, Vic mentions that the gossip has died down now that Martin's presumed killer has been identified. He even compliments the piano teacher's playing and offhandedly introduces him as Melinda's new instructor. That night, Melinda and the musician are seen together in a car, clearly enjoying each other's company. The next morning, she returns home and is confronted by Vic. An argument breaks out. She admits to sleeping with the musician. Vic demands that she cut ties with him. She fires back, saying Vic doesn't give her the attention or passion she craves. He insists he still loves her, but she retreats to her separate bedroom once more. Later, a neighborhood pool party is held, drawing a crowd. Melinda introduces the musician. His name is Charles, as her piano teacher. He performs for the guests, lifting the mood for everyone except Vic and the writer, who watch silently. Melinda dances carefreely and even approaches Vic, touching his back flirtatiously. For a moment, he seems to enjoy the attention. As the party winds down, Vic sees his wife and Charles together again. While everyone dives into the pool for fun, Melinda plays and splashes around with her lover, completely ignoring Vic's presence. Rain begins to fall, and the crowd scatters for shelter. Everyone except Vic and Charles. Vic heads back inside, soaked. The writer notices something strange. Vic has returned alone. While reaching for a hot cookie, he burns his hand and looks out to see what's happening. Meanwhile, Melinda starts looking for Charles, only to find a body floating lifeless in the pool. Chaos breaks out. The guests pull the musician from the water and call for an ambulance. Vic attempts CPR, but fails to revive him. When the police arrive, they try to piece together what happened. Melinda quickly accuses her husband of murder. She is taken aside for questioning while the writer begins to remember what he saw by the pool. The detective questions Vic and eventually concludes that it looks like an accident. Back at home, Vic and Melinda attempt to talk. She explains why she isn't afraid of him, and surprisingly, that answer seems to give Vic a sense of calm. Still shaken by the events at the pool, Vic goes for a bike ride and notices a car subtly following him. After dropping his daughter off at school, he runs into Kelly, who warns that her husband is trying to convince the detective that Vic is responsible for Beau's death. Though she disagrees, she urges Vic to be careful. To ease the tension, Vic invites Kelly and her husband, the writer, over for dinner and gives them a tour of his lab. He asks the writer to stop spreading rumors about him. The writer, convinced Beau was drowned, agrees to stop if Vic takes a polygraph. Vic surprisingly agrees. Later, Vic sees the same car following him and finds a camera lens inside. Someone hired a private investigator. At a bar, he sees Melinda talking to a stranger who claims to be a therapist. Vic suspects more, but lets it go. The writer later admits he hired the PI, trying to justify it with proof. Melinda is furious, and after the guests leave, a fight breaks out at home. Soon, Vic notices Melinda is seeing someone new. Concerned, he talks with his daughter, who confesses people think he killed Beau. Vic denies it, but she doesn't fully believe him. That night, Vic overhears Melinda planning to leave with her new lover and their daughter. He invites this man, Tony, to his lab. Tony, an old flame of Melinda's, tours the lab and joins them for dinner. When Tony offers to cook snails, Vic warns they can be poisonous if not done right, and Tony backs off. Melinda flirts openly while Vic quietly clears the table. Vic later invites Tony to see a plot of land. In the woods, Vic drives fast, unnerving him. Once they stop, Vic kills Tony, hides the body in the water, and takes his ID. That night at dinner, Melinda tries calling Tony, but Vic claims they never met. Still unaware, Melinda suggests a picnic at the gorge, where the body is hidden. Vic gifts her a scrapbook of memories, trying to reconnect. When he hears Trixie, he finds her near the water, Tony's body floating nearby. He quickly leads her away before she sees. On the drive back, Melinda mentions forgetting her scarf. Vic says he'll retrieve it tomorrow. That night, they share a moment of intimacy. The next morning, Vic returns to the gorge to cover his tracks. Meanwhile, Melinda notices something odd with the snails and finds Tony's ID in the lab. She realizes the truth. At the river, Vic is spotted by the writer, who confronts him and flees. A tense chase ensues, Vic on his bike, the writer in his car. Meanwhile, Melinda tries to leave with Trixie, but the girl throws her suitcase in the water, refusing to go. The chase ends when the writer's car goes off a cliff. Vic returns home, where Melinda confronts him with Tony's ID. The truth is out. The film ends.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.